Toss, toss, toss. Hey, hello and welcome to another episode of Castaway from me MuNT, him Fingermouse, and him Woody, where everybody is. And today we've had a script come to us via Martin. So Martin will tell us more about it. Off you go, Mart.
Yeah, a bit of the unusual one, this one. Instead of something that's already existed in an alternative universe, this is an alternative universe where we're just getting the X-Men in the MCU. I decided, though, not to go with the original X-Men. We're actually going to kick off with the all-new, all-different, giant-size X-Men. And my synopsis of the story is, it kicks off with Professor X recruiting a new team of X-Men to rescue Magneto, Marvel Girl, Iceman and Angel, who've disappeared on a mission on the island of Krakoa, with only Cyclops escaping to come back to the mansion to tell everybody. These new members are gathered from all over the world. Professor X telepathically teaches them all English so they can communicate with each other. But the new team soon learns that Krakoa is not just an island, but in fact a giant mutant entity, a living island as it were. And despite a number of personality clashes with the new team, rescues the old, as well as defeating the island by severing its roots and combining powers to eject Krakoa into space. Then ending with a prologue of how they're going to deal with such a large team, who's going to stay, who's going to go. The team is going to consist of, shall I kick it over to you now, MuNTy? You got the list?
Oh, I've got here on my list someone called Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Thunderbird, Banshee, Sunfire, Professor Xavier, and Magneto. And after you sent me the messages about Marvel Girl, I've cast Marvel Girl, Iceman, and Angel as well. Just
great stuff. I've got a rough idea for them as well. I had a quick one, but I thought, should I stop at the 10? I mean, it's a hell of a lot of them, but then it kind of does need the 3 like originals to at least be rescued and be part of the story near the end as well. And obviously we've cast a little Krakoa as well. It's a great little role for a great little actor.
I think so.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That I think these superhero films, they sound like a good idea. I think they might crack on.
I think you might be right there, Dave.
They might do well, these superhero films.
I've always loved comic books since being a wee little kid, and obviously that's a fucking long time ago now. You know, it's something that I've loved for a long, long time.
Wouldn't it be lovely to see superheroes battling on the screen? It'd be great.
It'd be great. So we need to think probably about the keystone of the whole thing. From your story that you gave us, Mart, Wolverine is the important one, and I've got 3 choices for Wolverine.
At this stage, they could all be the Cyclops. Really, I suppose, would be the important one at this stage of the story, but. Yeah. They're all brand new. This is an introduction for each of them.
Yeah.
And, see, I mean, technically, if the story follows the comic book paths, you'll have Thunderbird dying very shortly.
That's a good job.
Sunfire doesn't stick around for long as well. He's only in for a bit, and then he goes, and he sort of comes and goes throughout the years because he's quite an awkward bugger. Is Sunfire.
Well, in that case, my sunflower,
Should we start with the numbers then? So if we go, who we having as Wolverine?
Right, I got a choice of 3.
Go on,
I've got a choice of 2.
I'll kick it off. I've got 3. Mm-hmm. I think who would be a really good Wolverine. I've got Charlie Hunnam. I've got Oscar Isaac. And I've also got Richard Madden, for those who don't know, was from The Bodyguard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's already going to be in the MCU, though, in the Eternals.
Yeah, I know. Some MCU thing called Eternals, which is coming. So, yeah, I'm quite happy to remove him.
You could double up or something. And if you're doing DC or something, I could see you doubling up. But he's going to have quite a major role going ahead. I'd rule him out at the moment.
Yeah.
Who have you got, Mart?
I've got 2. I've got Tom Hardy and Oscar Isaac.
I've got 1. Somebody called Hugh Jackman. think he'd be
You know,
great.
I've got a feeling he'd be quite good in the role.
Joking aside, right? I looked at the X-Men and Wolverine, and I've looked at the fact that he's a short guy.
Yeah.
And I looked at a couple of actors. Tom Hardy was one, but I thought he's a little bit too tall for this character.
He's
And
5'8". He's not bad for it.
I chose this person based on the fact that, remember Andy from Parks and Recs, and everybody thought, God, how can he be Star-Lord? Look at him, he's in such bad shape, right? He got
If you've
himself
got Danny DeVito, I will hit you.
he got himself into shape, looked the part. This guy is short enough, he can act, and I think he's the right age to carry this role on for a good 10 to 15 years. And it's Johnny Galecki at a big bang.
Johnny Galecki's only the same sort of age as Hardy and Oscar Isaac. In fact, he's a little bit older than them, isn't he?
I wasn't talking about age, I was talking about height. I just think
he's about the same, isn't he?
he's 5 foot. He's 5'5.5".
Not bad.
Nah, not for me. He's a bit too book smart. I need some. I do need somebody who can play in this role. When I read it, when you sent us the synopsis over, he needs to be at pains with himself, and I don't think Leonard from Big Bang Theory could be at pains with himself.
But that's the thing.
Except when
I think he's a good actor.
he's great. I love him.
He's interesting. After seeing him in CBGB, he's an interesting choice for it. I don't think he's the guy. He doesn't quite have the menace and the sort of learnedness and everything of it. I liked Hardy because everyone likes Hardy for the role for the same reason. The guy would be great in it. He looks the part and everything like that. Oscar Isaac, probably for the same reason as you, Dave. I think he looks the part and everything as well. Nice and short for him. He's not as stocky, but he's got something about him. There was that recently Nazi Hunters film that he did. I really liked him in. Really enjoyed that as well.
So the only problem I've got with Tom Hardy
before in the previous variation of the X-Men doesn't really worry me because he looked nothing at all like himself.
The problem I've got with Tom Hardy, he's already playing somebody called Venom, and it's just too...
That's not in the MCU, though. It's in the Sonyverse.
It's too much of a concurrent thing for me.
I quite liked Charlie Hunnam and Oscar Isaac. I mean, if we've got a consensus on Oscar Isaac, I think we've got a good Wolverine there.
Charlie Hunnam's just a bit too tall for it. Charlie Hunnam might be great in the future for a character called Captain Britain, though.
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac, then, yeah?
Yeah.
I'd be cool with that. He looks the part. He's got that dark, brooding sort of look to him. He could be quippy. He could be deep. I could see that working.
Okay, then our next character, Colossus.
Now, I have a problem here because I could only see one person being Colossus, but they're already in the MCU. So I've had to have a second one who's currently in the DCEU. So let me explain. So my first choice for Colossus was Dave Bautista, who plays somebody called Drax, who I just think would have been perfect. But if we can't have anybody crossing over from that side, because they're already in there, then I will nab somebody quite neatly from the DCEU, a guy called Jason Momoa, who I thought would be a great Colossus. But then I've got him in another role, so I'm not sure. But yeah, those are my
I've got him in another role as well.
Yeah.
I think we all know which role we've got him in. It wouldn't particularly work for Colossus as well, because I can't see him cutting his hair and the beard and everything. No. I'll tell you who I've got for Colossus. I've had a couple of ideas for it. The one I really like, I watched Man from U.N.C.L.E. only a couple of weeks back, and there's a very large fellow in there playing a Russian spy, and he's absolutely pretty much perfect for it. Armie Hammer, 33 years old, 6'4".
I've got Armie Hammer down. I've got Armie Hammer as well.
Yeah, I mean, if that didn't work, I've got Florian Munteau, the guy who plays Drago's son in the recent Creed movie too.
I thought Armie Hammer straight away.
Yeah, because Colossus is an artist as well as being like the massive metal muscle guy. He's a great actor as well with it. He can play the soft side of it. He looks the part. He looks, the sort of boy next door almost part, which Colossus is. and he's a big, big fella.
Sounds like we got a Colossus, guys.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay,
That's
then.
gone really well.
Who have we got for Storm?
I've got 2 ideas. No, I've got 3 ideas.
I've got 2.
I see yours, Dave.
All right. I seem to want to try and shoehorn her in every single castaway that we do because I think she's great. But again, we may need to steal from the MCU, so this may boot her out. She's a young lady called Zendaya. But then I thought, I've got this right. And ready for this? I've gone for Sonequa Martin Green from Walking Dead and Star Trek. Perfect. That's your Storm.
That's a good choice.
I'll accept you guys. I don't know who she is. But which one is she in the? Which one is she? Oh, is she in the Discovery series?
Yes.
Oh, I do know who she is then. Yeah, she's got a nice look for it as well, and she probably has a leadership role. She'd probably carry that quite nicely. I'll tell you the 3 that I've got for it. Kiersey Clemens from Dope and Heart Beats Loudly with Nick Offerman recently. I think she'd be a nice choice for it. She's 26, about 5'5", not bad. Janelle Monáe, the singer, actress, recent, was it Oscar nomination for, was it the Little Figures movie, the NASA behind the scenes ladies. She's 34 and 4'9". And the other one is, fully enough, in a DC show at the moment, Titans, and it's Anna Diop who plays, was it Starfire? And she's 32 and 5'7". I thought all of them have got like a nice look for it. I think Kiersey Clemens might be my favourite though for it, the younger one.
Well, I've got 2. My first one is Halle Berry.
She would be good.
Yeah, I could see her working somehow, as long as she didn't change her accent all the way through.
And my other one is Lupita Nyong'o.
Who's already in the MCU.
What she has? Oh, yeah, she is.
In Black Panther.
Oh,
She's in Black Panther.
That's where I had to rule most of my choices out because of Black Panther.
Yeah.
Therefore, I haven't got any. So I do like Dave's out of Walking Dead and Discovery. I've got to be honest. I think she's great.
I don't really mind this. I haven't watched Discovery, but from the look of it and the fact that they cast her in a leadership role, I could buy into that.
I think she's fab. So
What's her name
I
again?
mucked around with Sonequa Martin Green. As soon as I mucked around with Zendaya, I thought, no, let me take this serious. And then I just pictured her and thought she'd be perfect to Storm. Absolutely brilliant.
I'm happy with that.
That would have been Kiersey Clemens, but I'm happy to go with you 2 on that one.
Cool. Thanks, Mart. Yeah, happy with that.
Okay,
good choices so far.
Nightcrawler.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, Mart.
I've gone for the youngest cast member for Nightcrawler. I had 2 choices, but I think the first one is the guy to go with for it. I think Finn Wolfhard, 17 years old. I think he'd be great for it because the guy's the Joker, the guy who looks like a demon, but he's actually the friendliest out the lot. He's the practical Joker, bouncing around all over the place. I think he'd be a really nice cast in the role.
See, I've got Finn Wolfhard as something else, but okay. Mark, what have you got for Nightcrawler?
I was a bit stuck here. My first choice was Alan Cumming.
Once again, he was ace in the role a long time ago.
And then I've been screwed, really, because I forgot about the MCU with this one, because I had Daniel Bruhl as him.
Yeah, I know. I thought Daniel Bruhl as well, because a German actor, but obviously he's very much a character in the MCU currently.
My other proper second choice is I forgot to pronounce his name. Ansel Elgort, the guy in Baby Driver.
Yeah, I like Ansel Elgort. At 6'3", I think he might be a bit dominating for the role of Nightcrawler, but I do. He's a very good actor. I like it. I quite like Ansel Elgort maybe for Angel. That's who I'd cast him as.
Are you ready for my choices? So I've got 2. I'd got a slightly older one if we ever needed an older one, which was Eddie Redmayne. I thought it'd be a great older Nightcrawler, but I'm really pleased with my choice of Nightcrawler. Alex Lawther who was the young kid in the end of the effing world.
Oh yeah, I like him.
The kid here.
I love him. I think it'd be bloody great.
Yeah, I like him.
I don't mind him at all, actually, because I liked him very much in it. I'd have to see how he is, like, you know, on the soft side of things, because Nightcrawler's like a soft, jokey, jovial character, and he's very much, the only thing I've seen him in is the end of the effing world, where he's pretty psychopathic, really, you know, that, but and a bit dark. And
it was in Black Mirror as well, the pedo kid. Yeah.
I'd have to see that one.
I like him.
There you go. You two are going to vote on that. That's that.
Are you happy with that, Mart? I love that. As soon as I wrote that down, I went, yeah, that's my mic.
You know, I'm not particularly happy with it, but you two have gone on that one. That's the way the vote works.
What's his name again, Dave?
Alex Lawther.
Right then, our Cyclops.
Ooh. Well, I've got 3 totally different options for Cyclops.
I've got 2, and I've chosen 2. One is based on the fact that I think he's more of the lead of this film than anything else. I think he can carry it. And the other one, just for fun, the first one, James Masters. But in all seriousness, I think this is Casey Affleck's role.
Yeah. I like that.
But Casey Affleck, I just see him as being a bit old for the role there.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. He could do it. And the other thing is, I want people to see a Cyclops. Every time they've done Cyclops in the movies, they've played him in a particular way, and he's not been likable. You know, that's how they played him every time, is to not be likable, to be officious. But if you read the books, he's far more interesting than that.
Yeah.
And that's where it's hacked me off over the years, that they've really done Cyclops down and never quite given him his due. I'd go for...
Who's yours, Mart? Who's yours, Mart? What have you got?
I've got 2 choices for it. Logan Lerman, probably Percy Thingy and
Percy Jackson,
and all that malarkey, and recently Hunters. But my favourite choice for it, the guy that I pick in the end, 24-year-old Justice Smith, off the Get Down and Lost World as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a race switch, but you know, Cyclops is a kid. He's an orphan kid. They find out. It's a tie nicely in when you get the stuff with his father and the Starjammers in the future films and all that. He's was it half white, half black, half Hispanic, half black. I'm not sure what it actually is, but you know, it gives you kind of like a mix up there. I do think he's a good actor for the role. Watching him in the Get Down, he offers a lot more than just the geeky guy that's shown in the Jurassic World thing. In the Get Down, he does offer a lot of emotional range, and I think he could be the guy who's, you know, overpowered, put down, scared to be around other people because of the power of the optic blasts coming out of his eyes that he can't control. And at the same time, he's in love with this girl, Jean Grey, and he's got all the leadership sort of responsibility on him that he's not always sure to cope with. But he can't live outside of the X-Men. He wants to be around them. He can't leave them. Those are the 2 actors anyway that I've kind of gone for, but Justice Smith, I think, could be my choice.
I'll give you mine. I'd got a bit like you, Mark. I saw this as quite a big role and almost a lead. So I've got 3. So my first choice was Chris Pine. I thought he'd be a great, but slightly older, but a really good Cyclops and could really take the lead. My second choice then was Zac Efron. I thought it'd be a great Cyclops.
No, not good for the role. He's too bright and breezy and happy, and everything's gone too well for him.
And then my favourite one is Taron Egerton. I thought it'd be a brilliant Cyclops.
Taron Egerton's a nice choice. He was almost one of my choices for Wolverine, but just too young.
Yeah. I thought Taron Egerton would be great.
For Wolverine, but he's too young for him. But he's an interesting guy for it. I like him. I like him very much as an actor, Taron Egerton. I'm not particularly sure of him as Cyclops, but he could do it.
You know what? Now you're just saying that because I always thought Taron Egerton was going to get the solo job and he didn't get it. You could have Alden whatever his name is, Henrik, the guy who played Solo.
Oh, the guy from Solo. Yeah, he'd be a good. Yeah, that's a good shout as well.
Yeah, he's not a bad shout at all as well.
I got to be honest. I'd be all right with Justice Smith. I like Justice Smith. I thought he was good in Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and the other film you were talking about, and Detective Pikachu.
The Get Down. That's
the Get Down. He's brilliant in The Get Down. In fact, really I will go with that. I think, even though, I would go with that, even though it's a swap around. Yeah. So Justice Smith, yeah.
Yeah,
like that.
I think he'd be a nice cast for it, and he could carry it acting wise.
Right then, Thunderbird.
I've got.
Now I like the fact that he gets removed fairly quickly, according to your synopsis. That made my life a bit easier.
And
it was after he'd do this film, and then probably in the next one, he'd die probably in the first mission.
Adam Beach from Suicide Squad is my Thunderbird.
Which one's he? Is he the
Mark, pick a picture up. He's quite a disposable one as well.
Is he Slipknot, the guy with his head blown off?
Think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Suicide Squad was bad enough, but yeah. He'd be my Thunderbird.
He's an intriguing one. Mark, do you want to go or shall I?
I'll go. Yeah, Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner's one of my choices as well.
Taylor Lautner.
After his mate getting the Batman gig, he's 28 now. He's a bit short for it, but he looked the part really of a superhero.
And he's American Indian great in Twilight, so
yeah,
he is part American Indian, only a small part, but he looks it. I think I could see him being able to do that. I thought the other one, my other choice, is a bit of a push because he's already a big part in the DC universe. And it depends, once again, because he's a guy that dies quick. I thought if you could get him out for one quick movie and then go Jason Momoa, simply because being a massive 6'3", 6'4" guy, 40 years old, another one who's part Red Indian, not the full whack though, but I think Taylor Lautner would be a really nice choice for it personally. I'm kind of.
I like Taylor Lautner. You've got me on that.
It was the first and only choice for me there. I think for me.
Great, really good.
All happy with that. Okay, then our next one, Banshee.
Oh well,
Irish guy. There's only one bloke for this for me.
There's one bloke that's absolutely perfect, and he even looks like him in the comics and everything. And in the comics, he's slightly older than most of the others, apart from like Wolverine and maybe like Thunderbird and Professor X and Magneto.
That's what
I think we've probably all gone for the same guy.
Chris O'Dowd.
Chris O'Dowd.
Oh, no, Domhnall Gleason. Domhnall Gleason looks just like him.
In all seriousness, I hadn't gone for that. I hadn't gone for Chris O'Dowd. It was just funny. I like Domhnall Gleason, actually. I'd gone for somebody a bit younger, Colin Morgan, and he played the lead in Merlin. He was King Arthur in Merlin, the BBC series. Yeah. Irish actor. I thought it'd be great.
Put in Humans as well when they did that.
Yeah.
I've gone for Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy's a nice touch as well.
Yeah.
But have we seen too much?
Yeah.
I like that because I think he's just that slightly older than the rest of the crew, even though the Banshee normally isn't. But there's just some.
No, Banshee is like older than the rest of the X-Men that come there. There's only maybe like Thunderbird. Well, in this case, there'd be like Wolverine, Professor X, Magneto, who are a bit older. Then you've got Cyclops. He's like we've cast him as like 24-year-old Justice Smith, but any of those original X-Men could be anywhere between sort of 24, 30, because they've all been doing it since they were kids. And these new lot have all come in, and some of them are young, some of them are older, but they're all like, maybe like Cyclops at 33 is probably the oldest one. But then Banshee is a bit older than all of them because he's been an MI5 agent and all sorts of stuff in the past. He's a bit older than the lot of them, full stop.
How does everybody feel about
I like Domhnall Gleason because, well, he's a great actor, and he looks the flaming spit of him in the comics when you like look at it. But Cillian Murphy's a nice touch as well.
What do you think, Dave?
I'd be happy with either. I mean, Mart, to be fair, I bow to your knowledge on the comic character. I just love Cillian Murphy. I just think he's great.
As I say, I can go with that. As much as I think that Domhnall Gleason would be a great cast for it, Cillian Murphy's never let you down in a part when you do anything. I mean,
he's tremendous.
Okay, then our next one.
Plus, he was in Cole Tibbetts Retreat as well, so you know. There you go.
Next one, then is Sunfire.
I've only got one choice. Perfect for it.
I've got 2.
I've got 3. No, 4.
Oh, wow.
It just depends on the one. It just depends on the age, because the guy might be a bit old. My first choice is Hero out of Heroes.
Yep, I've got the same one. Masi Oka. He played Hiro Nakamura in Heroes.
Yeah.
Would be perfect.
He wouldn't, but I looked at him as well. He wouldn't be perfect for the character. I looked at him because I thought the same. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. He's a Japanese actor, a Japanese-American actor. Fantastic. And I'd like to cast him in it, but he doesn't really particularly. Sunfire is kind of an arse. The guy's quite an asshole, really. He's got a big ego, and he's a bit sort of hates the West at times and all that.
So that's why my second choice was.
Hiro Nakamura's so likable.
Yeah, but when he becomes the proper Hiro Nakamura, when you see him from the future, and God, I mean, we all know what happened to Heroes. It went downhill fast. But when they bring Hiro Nakamura back, he was the arrogant, I know what I'm doing. You just saw him as a bumbling fool for 4 series, and they ruined him. But what he could have been was great. Sorry, Mark, go on.
Yeah, my other choice was Jet Li, but maybe he's too old.
He's ranged himself out on that a little bit.
That's
my other choice.
Retired superhero.
And my other choice.
Exhausted the cast of Oriental actors that Mark knows and mine.
And my other choice was Jackie Chan. And if you think he's in the wrong age, back. My other one was Mr. Miyagi.
Who's dead? Nice, reanimated. Nice.
I thought we could CG him. And Martin, we need to hear your Sunfire choices.
Okay, my choices for Sunfire. As I said, I've got 4 of them. I'll need to do this. One guy is Japanese American, and it's Ryan Potter, Beast Boy from Titans.
Not something I don't know.
24, 5'7". You know, nice actor in the role of Beast Boy. Maybe a bit lightweight for it, personally. Second choice is a 34-year-old comedian who's also done sitcom stuff and all that. He's a Malaysian guy, though, not Japanese, but it's Ronnie Cheng. And the guy is he's how I'd imagine Sunfire actually being. He's really acerbic. He's got that sort of male resting bitch face sort of thing about him all the time. He's really, really sharp with people, very harassive. Third choice is 33-year-old, 6'1", Malaysian, raised in Britain, Henry Golding. Recently watching him in The Gentleman, he's a fantastic actor as well. Did Crazy Rich Asians recently. Big name, just really breaking at the moment. Good-looking guy. And seeing him in The Gentleman, he could play the nasty part of it as well as the charming part of it. And my fourth choice is also another British guy, but he's half Chinese, half English, and Lewis Tan. Recently from the Wu Assassins, played Shatterstar in Deadpool, recently Deadpool 2. Great guy, loved, but he's very much a martial arts actor, fantastic guy in that. But for acting performance-wise and everything, I really like Ronnie Cheng in it.
Yeah.
So Henry Golding.
I was following through your choices, just having a look at them, and Ronnie Cheng's spot on for me, mate.
And to be fair, you could put all four names in the hat, pull one out, and I'll be happy because I haven't got a clue who all 4 are. So I'm happy with Ronnie Cheng because he sounds like he's Japanese.
Yeah, he's not what people would think to pick for him, but just the way he delivers his lines and everything, I think he'd really fit the role. And okay, he's Malaysian. You'd have to mess around with the backstory a little bit instead of Japanese. And the whole thing is that he had the Hiroshima bomb, and then the radiation kicked in, and you'd have to change it around a bit for that. But I think he'd be a really good fit for the role.
Okay, I'm happy with that.
34, 5'11", looks good for it.
Okay,
Cool.
then
Nice one, Mark.
our Professor X, Xavier.
This will be interesting. I've got three.
I've got three because I'm looking at older and younger.
Oh yeah, I've got three different variations.
Mark, what have you got?
I've got Patrick Stewart.
What about a younger one? It wouldn't happen to be James McAvoy, would it?
Now, joking apart, I have got James McAvoy wrote down because I can't think of anybody else apart from one other person who could play the role, and my other person is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh,
yeah, I like that. I hadn't got that. I like that. I'll give you mine, and then Marty, you can have a look through yours. I got older, younger. So older, I've got Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Then
I've got people mentioned Daniel Craig. Yeah.
Then I've got Mark Strong.
Yeah, my favourite choice.
But then I thought if we need a younger variant, I can only see a younger variant. So George Mackay, who was the lead role in 1917. Yes. I think he'd be an extraordinary Professor X as a younger version. Would be brilliant. He's like 20, 21, I think.
To have him younger though than most of the cast.
Well, if you need a backstory, he'd be perfect. But yes, Mark Strong, if we need somebody older, Mark Strong would be great.
Yeah. Fantastic. No, some nice, obviously a couple of people that I've thought about in there. So my three choices, I went straight away. My first choice is Mark Strong, 56, just looks like him. And when we discussed him for Vader and everything, really, the guy's just, I never see him put in a bad performance. He can do the dark and disturbed by the thoughts of other people and hearing the darkness in people's thoughts. He can do the lightness. He can do the nice side of it. When you see him in the Golden Circle, all the Secret Service stuff, the Kingsman, and he does the nice side of things then as well. He can mix it all in. He can be the bad guy, and then he does the Sinestro where he's giving you the full intensity. So I think you could see there where he's doing like all the telepathic stuff. He could really cut that. And 56 is a nice age to be the father figure to them all there.
Yep.
I like him for it a lot. My other choices, my younger one was Ewan McGregor, 49, shave his head, just charming, smack on the accent, in the chair. I could see him maybe covering it as well. And then my outside shot was a guy who I think, personally, I'd have liked to have seen him as Bond back in the day. Colin Salmon, 57, did Arrow as well. It's fantastic in that. Once again, a good-looking, bold guy, and he's got the charm and the charisma about him and everything. He could play the posh. He could just do all sorts with it. I liked all three of those. Really.
I think you've won me over with... As much as I love James McAvoy, he's hard not to see in the role, but I think you've won me over with Mark Strong.
Yeah, I can't see Ewan McGregor because I'd never forgive him for Revenge of the Sith. So yeah, Mark Strong for me is great.
I'm happy with that. Yeah, it's one of my choices as well. I think as soon as I saw him, I was like, who could play? Who could play? He's perfect for it. He even looks good bald as well. He's just got a striking look for it. I mean, if he wasn't playing this, he'd be great as Lex Luthor in the future as well.
I'd say I did look at Mark Strong a little bit, but I wasn't sure on what kind of age range we was going for, so I put it to one side, but I'm happy with Mark Strong.
Yeah, I always think of Professor X as the father figure.
Mm.
And this is where my Magneto won't work now, because my Magneto would work better had we got a younger Professor X. So my Magneto won't work, but I just love my Magneto. I just love him. Remy Malek. I just love Remy Malek as Magneto. I think it'd be amazing.
Well,
he's not the right age.
I've gone for a slightly older Magneto, so it could fit in. And with the age range, it was in the wall. I've gone with Ian McKellen.
Syrian.
No, joking aside,
It wouldn't have to be Michael Fassbender, would it?
No. I've only got one choice for Magneto, Adrian Brody.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Adrian Brody's great actor, fantastic for it. Adrian Brody was my outside choice for a long time for Doctor Strange. I thought he'd have been like good for that.
No, this sounds odd, but the reason why I had Adrian Brody shot into my head is because of the character he plays in The Pianist. You can imagine him turning into Magneto.
Yeah. Just that tragic, but yeah. Which is why Fassbender does it so well in the late. Oh yeah.
Okay. I've got my three choices then on him. First one was the guy who just stood out to me straight away, smacked me in the face and said, "Hey, pick me, you dumb kid." Christoph Waltz.
Yeah,
that's a good choice.
German Jew.
And I just love Christoph Waltz. If you get Christoph Waltz in it, you know it's going to be a good film.
Well, I tried to go with some interesting. Christoph Waltz, 63. I think he'd fit a treat in there as well. You could see them doing a nice sort of double header acting piece between him and Mark Strong as well on there. My second choice was Ralph Fiennes, 57, Voldemort, the English Patient. You could see him, maybe you see him dealing with that as well. And my third choice was, if you changed it to, he was escaped Rwandan thing, instead was Idris Elba.
Christoph Waltz for me. If you want an older one, and then a younger Christoph Waltz is Rami Malek. Done. There you go.
I'll go. I
think you might be better off with your 1917 choice for the younger version of Christoph Waltz.
My only problem I've got with Christoph Waltz is a bit short.
I'm not really worried about Magneto for shortness, because Magneto's hovering half the time.
Yeah, he'd be great.
The cape and the helmet and have him hovering above them all.
It's a bit, I don't know, to be a bit like Warwick Davis being Superman.
It would not, because Christoph Waltz doesn't look short. Unless you look up his height, you don't. How tall is he?
He's about 5'6", 5'7". He's not a very tall actor. I'll tell you that.
And that's the thing. He's never appeared short on screen, and he could do a whole sort of the Hitler sort of appearing taller than everybody else. But once again, Ralph Fiennes is a big piece of work. Idris Elba's a big guy, but Idris Elba's a big change there. You'd have to make him like survive the Rwandan sort of massacre or something. And I do like the fact that he's one of the people. He's one of the few Jewish, like, you know, superheroes or things in there, like MuNTy. You know,
he's 5'6", 5'6" and a half. He's a short bloke for Magneto.
There is something as CGI
with it though, because he'll be hovering and Professor X is in a chair.
Yeah, but if you stand him next to Mark Strong, right? In his
it'll be like Chewbacca and Princess Leia.
Now, if you put Mark Strong, listen to me for a second, right? I'm being dead serious now. You put Mark Strong. Shut up. If you put Mark Strong in a wheelchair, standing or sitting next to Christoph Waltz as Magneto, Christoph Waltz is still going to be looking up.
I thought you were going to be serious then.
I am being serious.
By saying I'm being serious here.
I am. It's going to look really hard. You got Mark Strong in his wheelchair. Right? Most people, when they're in most people when they're in wheelchairs having a conversation with someone, them like this. Yeah. If it's Christoph Waltz as Magneto, Mark Strong's going to be going, you are. It's going to look odd. Adrian Brody's got
not going to look odd.
Adrian Brody's got the stature.
Mark Strong will spend the time in a wheelchair. He doesn't walk in this movie.
The other problem is, right, is
Magneto,
Christoph Waltz, right? Well. He always plays the German bad guy, and this is the opposite of a German bad guy. This is a guy who's been persecuted by the Germans. It's going to feel odd. It's going to feel really odd. It's almost going to feel like, I don't know, someone's taking the piss.
Yeah, that person taking the piss would be you, because you're fucking talking at...
I'm not talking at my arse. We're talking of a generation. I'm going to go into this. I've watched Inglourious Bastards, and I know how much of a bastard Christoph Waltz was. And we're now going to cast him as a Jew who's been picked on by the Germans. Someone's going to think we're taking the piss. No one's going to go and fucking see that. They think I'm going to be making a fucking...
Mate, screw
parody
your
again.
head on for a minute. I know you like to go on a rant, but really, you're talking shit.
I'm being dead serious.
He's a great actor, full stop.
I've got no doubt he's a great actor, but we're talking about a guy who's been persecuted by Germans, being played by a role who normally is the German doing the persecuting.
I'd ask this question, mate. Have you ever seen an actor? You know how they play roles. You know, different ones. Like when they did Django Unchained. Was he playing a Nazi in that again? No, he was playing. Was he a dentist in that? Then who was a bounty hunter, and he wasn't a bastard, and he wasn't a Nazi. That's what actors can do. They can play other roles.
Yeah, I understand they can play other roles, but this is too close. I'm telling you, this is too close. That is far too many.
You're talking out your arse.
I'm not. There is far too many snowflakes out there that will not turn up.
Meanwhile,
is anybody else? You are definitely wrong. You are so wrong. It's ridiculous. I'm worried that
really enjoying Mandalorian.
You're that wrong.
I don't think he'll be able to play a persecuted Jew.
I think he really easily would be able to play a persecuted Jew. The same fact as he went from playing, he was playing in soap operas at first, then he switched over and he played the Nazi, then he switched over and he played the bounty hunting dentist, then he switched over and he played what part of a wife swapping.
Time out. Right. I'm going to make this really easy. I'm going to have the casting vote. I love Adrian Brody, but I love Christoph Waltz more. And I get what you're saying, Mark. But Christoph Waltz for me is just a magnificent Magneto.
You're making a shit movie.
I know you like to argue, but I do worry that someone dropped you on your head as a child.
Fuck me. You cast Matt Murray. Fuck off. Right then. So that's our main 10.
There's a choice.
Have we got a bonus 3 for Marvel Girl quickly?
Yeah, we may as well do
the bonus 3.
Iceman, Angel. We could even cast Beast.
Well,
I got it. We could make a great Beast.
No, my Beast was. To be fair, my Beast was Richard O'Wardes.
No, to be fair, I didn't put Beast in there because he'd already left the X-Men by the time this happens.
Well, right at the bottom of my page here in brackets, I've got Beast and I've got the bloke who played Frasier.
Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, he'd be all right. Or Nicholas Hoult would be a good one as well. Wouldn't
I'd like, if they were going to cast Beast, I'd love them to cast him as he actually was in the books there. He's the really book smart but big stocky guy who played like football and everything, played American football and stuff. I'd love to have seen him cast him as somebody big who could play that sort of nerdy role as well. But I do not know who it would be.
Well, who have you got for Marvel Girl?
I've got Swatty's. Was it Saoirse Ronan?
I've got Millie Bobby Brown. 11 out of Stranger Things.
See, now I'd have her as Kitty Pryde simply because the youth. Mm. She'd come through as the new younger kid, like in the next movie, probably.
Dave?
I'm not precious with either of those. I was fine. I got Millie Bobby Brown, but I'd go for either. I'm happy with that.
Well, in that case, it's Millie Bobby Brown then, because you've got that fucking Christoph Bastus German.
You don't want to roll for the role of Kitty Pryde. She's the greatest Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, we're not casting Kitty Pryde today, so piss off. Right, next.
The other one on that could possibly be, you could change Marvel Girl and actually make her. Oh, no, you can't. So she's already in Spider-Man Zendaya, I was going to say.
Yeah. Who have you got for Iceman?
Harry Styles.
Oh, that's a good call.
I'm happy with that because I've got no particular. I was trying to think of someone charming, a little bit younger than the others. And you figured him, you picked him for Luke Skywalker originally. What is he, like 23, 24, something like that?
Yeah. I got Josh Hutcherson down, who played Peter in Hunger Games.
How old is he?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Peter Malak in Hunger Games, yeah.
So I thought maybe like Adam Devine, but Adam Devine's like 36, so I thought he's too old. And Iceman's Iceman's the one who's a little bit younger than the others. That's why he's a bit more immature and jokey sort of than the others. Yeah.
See, Iceman and Angel, I mean, who have you got down for Angel? I got Zac Efron.
I went for Ansel Elgort.
I got Zac Efron.
I quite like Zac Efron for it.
Yep,
Now,
I'm happy with Zac Efron.
You said about Zac Efron, like originally for a different role for Cyclops.
So we'll have Zac Efron as Angel,
really
and
working.
then we're having Harry Styles as Iceman.
Yeah.
And Millie Bobby Brown as Marvel Girl.
I'd go Saoirse Ronan instead.
Yeah, we don't care.
I think he's 16.
Fucking Christoph Waltz. Fucking.
Well, she'd be, to her to be 16 while the rest of the team is like, sort of 24 to 30. He's a bit, off.
Yeah, good. Anyway, who are we having as director?
Yeah. You're not having Millie Bobby Brown, mate. She's the wrong choice for it. She'd be much better coming in as Kitty Pryde in the next movie.
I know that's the only thing that's twisted me because he's good for Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, she'd be perfect for it.
All right, Saoirse Ronan and then Millie Bobby Brown can be Kitty Pryde.
Yeah. See, I could be swayed off Saoirse Ronan if someone had got another better actor in the range, sort of thing. But
yeah, okay, yeah. I'll go with Saoirse Ronan. Right, I've got two possible directors. Easy choices.
Go for it.
Bryan Singer or Matthew Vaughn.
I wouldn't be averse to Matthew Vaughn, to be fair. I wouldn't be averse to him. I quite like the idea of the Russo brothers. Apparently, I think they've got a hand with this sort of thing. They could do a big sort of joint movie, a big team movie. George Miller of Mad Max fame could be another one who'd be interesting. Guillermo del Toro could be interesting.
Joking aside, there's only one man for this job who's good at pulling all large casts together like this, and it's Joss Whedon.
He wrote X-Men as well. He did do, was it the Astonishing X-Men? Yeah,
I'd got Joss Whedon down. I'd got Joss Whedon down.
I hadn't got him down, but I'm very happy with that. He's got an affinity for the characters and everything.
So and I think he would write it as well.
Yeah. I'd like to put forward somebody else to actually help work on script and story, and that would be Chris Claremont and possibly even Len Wein. But Chris Claremont, who did the longest run on the X-Men, really, apart from the giant-size X-Men, he pretty much wrote all their stories for like about 20 years or so.
Okay, then, Martin, you just bring along any of your name-dropping pals. We don't care.
But
you could be pulling names out of a hat, and we wouldn't know. We're just going, yes, we bow down to you, mate.
There's a fantastic documentary on Amazon at the moment, Chris Claremont's X-Men. I really do advise watching it. It's excellent, really nice. The story of all these years of telling the tales and what he did with the characters and everything is fantastic.
Right, then, so I'll do a quick rundown of what we've got. We've got Oscar Isaac as Wolverine. We have got Armie Hammer as Colossus.
Excellent.
We got Samigaya Martin Green as Storm.
Cool.
We got Alex Lawther as Nightcrawler. We got Justice Smith as Cyclops.
Yeah.
We got Taylor Lautner as Thunderbird. We got Cillian Murphy as Banshee. We've got Ronnie Cheng as Sunfire. We have got Sunflower. We got Mark Strong as Professor X.
Nice.
We got Adrian Brody as Magneto.
No, we have.
Okay, we got Christoph Waltz as Magneto. Fucking crap. We have got Sasha, whatever her name was. I can't. Saoirse Ronan as Marvel Girl. Harry Styles as Iceman. Zac Efron as Angel, and Joss Whedon writing and directing with a couple of Martin's name-dropping friends to back it up. Sounds like we've got a great film apart from our villain. As usual, when it comes to Marvel films, the villain's going to be the weak part.
I would say they're going against, as I said in the story synopsis originally, it's sort of a weird one, but the Living Island itself is the villain, and it's a voice actor's part. It's obviously going to be a CGI captured sort of a thing with a voice actor's role. And, it'd be a great little role for a great little actor.
Matt Berry.
I say great little actor, not an amazing, magnificent, huge actor.
And on that, I need to depart.
I've got to go. I've been shouted. I'll see you all soon. Bye-byes.
Bye-bye.